The fair Greek herself was in the apartment, forming the extremity of the suite of rooms. It was a species of Bodor, wait, how do you pronounce this? What if I make a Chrome extension out of it? That's a good idea. I mean, how hard can it be? How to make a Chrome extension? So I got some resources and it says we need something called manifest.json. So it is like a main configuration file for the extension. And I created the manifest.json file and pasted the code. And for the pop-up, I very skillfully copied the HTML and pasted it into my code. And after I got my code ready, I had to look up how to load it in Chrome. Okay, now let's load the extension. What? Oh, actually I haven't added that yet. For now I got a random icon and set it up as the name in the manifest.json. Finally, let's load the extension, pin it to the toolbar, and yeah, it works. Pronounce it. So pronounce it, This sounds awesome. I'm taking that. Pronounce it. Okay. So the name goes like pronounce it. Okay. At this stage, I'm just gathering information, watching tutorials. And by the way, this video helps you a lot if you want to really build a Chrome extension.
And the second permission, which is the Chrome.tabs API, is what helps us access our browser's tab system, so we can read the tab for the extension.
Then I went on to ChatGPT for some research, and yeah, I think now I'm capable enough to give Codex the prompt. Chrome.ascripting. What I want as a feature is when I select a text on any tab and then right click on it, then there should be a option called pronounce maybe. And when I click on it, then the selected text will be pronounced. That's it. Well, it does take a lot of skill to wait for the codex to do its job. After the codex was done with the coding, I reviewed the code and the flow goes like this. First of all, whenever the extension is installed, then a new context menu with the ID and title is created. And whenever any of the context menus is clicked, we check whether the context menu is the one we created for our extension or not. And the callback function contains the event arguments info and tab. And the info actually contains both the selected text and the menu ID. Then we just send a message to the content.js, which then runs the pronunciation code. And if you ask, why aren't you running the code for the pronunciation here only? Think of serviceworker.js as backend and think of the content.js as frontend. And pronunciation means interacting to the user, so it is the front-end part, so the code should run in the content.js and not in the service worker. So what actually happens is the backend sends a event or a message saying, hey, the button is clicked. So whenever the front end gets the message, then it runs the code for the pronunciation. Then I loaded the extension. I select typically here and then right click it. So let's see.
Typically.
So it works, but obviously the pronunciation is not good and we need to do some changes. First, the pop-up is also not that good. I think we should add some options in the pop-up and also the icon. And I got myself a better icon and also changed the pop-up with some options in it. For a nice audio quality, I had to look up for some better options. So I did some research. After research, I found out we could use Cloud TTS from Google, 11 Labs, but I wanted a free option, so I felt using a small local text-to-speech model a lot promising. There were a few local text-to-speech options like Piper TTS, Kokoro, Kokui, so I decided to look up for Piper. I did some research and it didn't feel promising to me. So the next I tried was Kokoro. It felt a lot better. Well, for me, it was a lot better than Piper, and also the setup was a lot easier So I tried it. Let's type hey there, and then let's go in and whatever. Okay, let's featuring. Let's try to pronounce featuring. Select it, right click it, click on pronounce.
Featuring.
Perfect, it's working perfectly. See, the sound quality is like a lot better than the previous when we were using the default Chrome built-in. So we can also change the voices from here. Let's do a male voice for it. Let's pronounce it.
Featuring.
Okay, it's perfect. So that's it. Now let's see the code for our final extension. As you can see, there's something new called the off screen. It's not that different from the service worker. The thing is, we have to do some heavy lifting like loading the model, running the model, and this is typically not done in the service worker. That is why we prefer the off screen. Now let's see the flow of what happens when you select a text and then ask it to pronounce. As always, when the extension is first loaded, then a new context menu is created and we check whether it is the context menu of our extension or not, and we get the settings. There are few different ways of actually doing the pronunciation. One is by simply using the Chrome TTS and another is using the local model. So using the Chrome TTS is just a light work. So this function actually runs here in the same file, but the other function, this function actually sends a message. So that message is received here in the offscreen.js, and here we run the speak with Kokoro, the local model here, and it actually runs the text to speech, the pronunciation part. And this is how I created my first Google Chrome extension.